Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. This is DSP News, the unreliable ones. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the newsroom and welcome to the Galtopia News Network, your unreliable source for DSP News. This is the Snort Report. So let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here with one of our favorites, Snort Burnell, Dspgaming. Rushing through games is wrong. Give me game codes. I don't accept contributions. Now, we have a whole lot of problems with that. But I also have something else for you. This is by Mrhuth, DarkSydePhil. Give me Plague Tale. Now, this, ladies and gentlemen, all comes about off of a situation that happened on the 16th of May. All right, let me paint the scenario to you. I don't actually have the tweet in front of me, but it's in James the Lesser's most recent video about Phil ripping his fan base off. But not just that, he also goes over the dispute that we're currently having, meaning us as a community, having against Phil about how old was he when he started dating Panda, and whether Kat is actually pregnant. I will actually link that video in the description, just like I did in the last video, in things to watch. You'll find that there. You'll also find Agent Proper's video down there if you guys haven't had a chance to see it. It was case file 34, the soap queen, Pandalee. That'll be down there also, so you can check both of those out. But basically, to make a long story short, Mr. Huffstuff said that he had forgot to record a segment which happened right after Phil's pre-stream of May 16th. Basically, he ended up getting $100 from somebody, probably Hank, and then he ended up getting $40 from somebody else. And they both gave him this money because they wanted to see him play Plague Tale. And basically Phil was like, unless someone gives me a game code for it, or we get into an email exchange, I'm not going to play it. Which basically is a smack in the face to both of these individuals who gave up $140 for him to get this money. Now, if you guys saw my last broadcast, you saw that Phil made about $140 too. I don't know if that's the exact same exchange or not. It could have been. But if not, this is a whole different situation. Now, let's talk about that situation if you don't mind, if you would permit me. You're sitting here crying and complaining about how you don't have enough money to get some of these newer games that you want to play. $140 comes through on the clutch, and you're going to be like, no, I'm going to pocket that money. So if you guys want me to actually play games that you guys want to actually see me play, you guys have to send me the game code for it, because Phil's trying to avoid some crazy shit on taxes or whatever the case may be, which is absolutely ridiculous. And just how he messes it all up is just astounding. So yet again, James the Lesser goes into it in much greater detail. I'll leave the link to his channel down, to his video down in the link below, because you go through that link, you'll go right to his channel anyway, and you can check that out. Also, Agent Proper did a great video going over basically the life and times of Pandalee. It's very compelling. It's very well done. The link to that will be down in the description also, under things to watch or videos to watch. You know me, I change it up. Now, let's go ahead and get into what you're here for in this broadcast. Phil rushing through games has been a tactic, a tried and true tactic, to be honest, that Phil has used for a number of years. He's admitted it. He's admitted as much. And for someone who keeps complaining about the ad revenue on YouTube, why would he even care? So I'm assuming this is about another Let's Player or other Let's Players that are doing this, and it's starting to piss him off. Which, how could it? You need to kind of be focused on yourself right now. So there's that. And then give me game codes. I kind of went over that. He's trying to avoid taxes. That's where we're at right now, ladies and gentlemen. We're trying to avoid taxes. So now he doesn't want direct money for games no more. It has to be game codes. And if you give him money directly for video games, he's going to pocket it just off the rip, which is kind of shitty. And then I don't accept contributions. Well, we all know that's a lie. So why is he saying that now? Who's to say? Phil is doing something very, very strange, ladies and gentlemen. As I've said on this channel, as other people are starting to say, and or other people have also surmised, just as myself, Kat must be pregnant. And if so, that it would kind of explain some of the silly shit that we're seeing, but not completely. Not enough to where not enough to where it's compelling. Compelling enough to where I could literally put my stamp on it. But I feel like she's pregnant, because between selling the statues, you've heard this in a previous broadcast, between trying to sell those statues and trying to clean that nook out, between these doctor's appointments, between all of this shit that... Let's talk about the doctor appointments for a minute. Phil has sat there and told us that he's not going to go to the doctor. It costs way too much money, despite all the money he spends on his insurance. There's no way he can afford to go to the doctor. Now all of a sudden we can afford to go to the doctor. Didn't he say in the 7-year slander video? I know it's coming. Like I said, it's going to be a two-parter. So the first part's coming out though. It's coming soon. Didn't he say that he knew Pandalee was going to get screwed over for thousands and thousands of dollars on that whole doctor visit, this, that, and the third, but he lied and said that he was taking the hit because he didn't want people to know that him and Panda were broken up, despite the fact that he admitted that Panda was actually under her parents' insurance, so they more often than not actually flipped the bill on anything that had to do with that. All Panda would have had to do is call and ask, and they would have let it. Especially since I don't know, nor will I presume how much money she was making at her job at the time, but she was working damn near full time. So she could have covered it in installments. What I'm trying to say, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you get it, but what I'm trying to say is he's constantly lying. And right now he's in a scramble. He's in a scramble. He's trying to get as many games as he can without having to pay for them. And then he's talking about rushing through games, but if he gets backed up with 4 or 5 game codes for games, how's he going to play all of them? Let's talk about that for a minute. So he plays all the new games on the morning stream, and those that will constantly keep getting attention. But on the chill stream, what is he playing, ladies and gentlemen? He's playing Mortal Kombat Online. He's playing Blackout. He's playing MLB The Show. He's playing Minecraft, and I think Subnautica is supposed to be in there, and I think Phoenix Wright's supposed to be in there. So that's 6 or 7 games just on the chill stream. What is he playing on the main one? You see what I'm saying? And maybe he alternates between some of that on that one too, but I just wanted to kind of just drive the point home. And with the new releases coming out, there's no way he's going to be able to get all these games. So he's going to have to scramble and rush through games just so he can lighten up the load. You know what I'm saying? And Phil has always been one to basically skim through games, unless it gets a lot of attention, and then he'll do side content. See what I'm saying? See where the problems are starting to come into play with some of that? Either which way, ladies and gentlemen, we will go over it. Like I said, I will leave the link to Agent Proper and to James and Lester's videos down in the description. Please check them out. I very much appreciate it. Tell them that your favorite cute pup in a sharp suit sent you over there. And let's go ahead and get into the broadcast at hand. Sorry. Let's get into the broadcast at hand, shall we? Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Snort Report, and this is DSP News. Always late, never breaking, unreliable coverage that you can't count on. A GTG Network and Productions. And you guys all know the slogan. I don't smell no bacon cooking yet. But the Belgian waffles are almost done. French toast goes on next, then it's bacon. Because bacon has to come last, because it has to be crispy. You guys know how you like it, because I know how you like it. It's time to watch me work.
That is an epic fucking intro, dude.
And I have to warn everyone, warning, what you may see right now is going to be absolutely disgusting.
Sound good?
Alright, sounds good to me.
Let us talk about...
Jesus Christ. You know he's going to have he's going to have respiratory problems when he gets older. Ladies and gentlemen, we're here with one of our favorites, Burnell, Dspgaming. Oh yeah. Rushing through games is wrong. Give me game codes. I don't accept contributions. Or no, sorry. I didn't accept any contributions. My bad. Here we go.
What we're doing. Today, we are continuing on with the Rage 2 playthrough. Third day of me playing Rage 2. So after today, it'll have been 12 hours. Which is hilarious because I already saw people online saying the game's only 10 hours long. Well, I'm certainly not necessarily taking my time with the game. Like, you see me, I'm not doing every side mission. And I am trying to follow along the story while earning enough credits doing stuff out in this wasteland to earn upgrades and earn enough experience to do the next story mission. And I'm already 8 hours in. So we'll see how far I am after today. But it seems to me like
The people who are claiming the game is 10 hours long are basically assholes. I hate to say that, but they basically rush through the game. That's like me.
Wait. Before we let the funny stuff come in, how are you gonna call them assholes when you used to rush through games all the time and used to get pissed off at those people when they called you out for that? That's the first thing. Second thing is, this is coming from the same idiot who calculates every game he plays in the matter of hours. He's always been good for that. He did it really just a minute ago when he said he's about 8 hours in. And he's skipping side content too. So it's almost like he's either rushing through it or he's setting up for a redemption run later. And yet you're going to call these people assholes when they're going to go back and probably play it multiple times anyway. All right.
Right? That's like me.
and probably only tried to do the story missions and didn't care about any of the other content of the game, which is pretty much put there to enjoy. So if you're not there to play the game to enjoy it, but instead you're there to rush through it to say that the game's too short, you're probably doing it wrong. And, you know, not that I'm saying that you should ignore the fact that you can beat a game story in a certain amount of time, but to say that, oh, the game's 10 hours long, well, no, it's not. The game maybe is 10 hours long if you rush through it purposely to make the game look bad, and you ignore all the other stuff that was put into the game. You know, this game, Rage 2, is meant to be a game that you enjoy the first-person shooter combat.
What's the name of that game that he was staunchly defending when everybody else was shitting on it? Because they said the last act of the game was really bad. Was it Shadow of Mordor? And whatnot? Was it that game, I think? When he was trying to defend it, and he was trying to defend it really, really hard, and then eventually he had no choice but to concede. He said that at the end of Act 3, he actually officially beat the game because he got his little trophy and then started shitting on it with everybody else. It sounds like the same thing here. Or at least it's starting to shape up that way.
You're actively and organically just trying to complete objectives to get new upgrades and make the game more fun to play. If you ignore all that and you just rush through story-based missions, you missed, you know, essentially half the game. Now, at the same time, I don't believe that there's certain games that they should pad them with side content. And I think what Rage 2 has done is made it so that if you really just don't want to do the side content at all, you could get through the game. And that's good. For those who just don't want to do it, fine. The game may be 10 hours long. But for those of you who actually want to enjoy the game developers made instead of rushing through it, it probably is going to be a lot longer than that, okay? You know, I just hate to say it, but it seems to me, in this day and age, there just seem to be assholes who are out there just to make a name for themselves. Oh, Rage 2 is only 10 hours long, the game sucks. Oh, let me get clickbait views on my shit, right? Versus, oh, I actually took my time to try to immerse myself in the game and understand what it's supposed to be. And, you know, I wanted to try out all the different side mission structures and everything, and I gave it a chance.
I'm hypocritical. Very, very, very hypocritical.
And, oh, look, the game's like 16 to 20 hours long, and I actually had fun. But they don't care about that. They're not playing the game.
But you did the exact same thing. That's why when people ask him about certain parts in certain playthroughs, in certain games, he'll usually say he doesn't remember. You want to know why? Because he ain't rushed through it. There's like 200 parts to that game, to that playthrough, and he doesn't remember a goddamn thing outside of probably maybe the money he made on it. He doesn't remember anything else. Because why? Because he breezed right through it, just like he's accusing these individuals of doing. What the fuck? Did you actually watch any of their playthroughs? Like, I can understand that you saw their post on Twitter or whatever the case may be. Fair enough. Did you actually watch their playthroughs, though? How do you know they didn't do side content? How do you know they didn't do the extras? How do you know that they didn't also announce, because I doubt he read the whole post, that maybe they were like, you know what, on my initial playthrough it's about 10 hours long, maybe 11, but when I go back and do all the side content, you know, maybe it'll be this, so on and so forth. And that, how long have people been waiting for Rage 2? I think people are really hoping that it was gonna be a little bit more than what they expected. I think people are gonna find out the same situation with Cyberpunk. I think some people I don't know yet. But if people are disappointed by Cyberpunk in some way, shape, or form, I'm not going to be surprised. I'm not saying it's not going to be a good game. I'm just thinking it's probably not going to meet everybody's expectation. But that can be said for any game, to be honest. But yet again, DarkSydePhil is the last person to be sitting there calling people idiots because they're rushing through games. Just saying.
They're playing games to make a living, right? And that's the difference, is I'm going to play this game at its own pace, okay, and try to enjoy it and see what happens. Now, admittedly, if today, you know, I feel like it is getting repetitive or boring, then I'm going to tell you. You guys know that. You guys know that I'm honest.
Sure.
I'm not going to hold back or pull punches about a game, but I really do feel that at least some of the stuff that I saw, the initial press coverage of this game, the reviews that came out, were unfair to the game. That these people were
unfair to the game. So wait a second. So basically, as long as everybody stays quiet while Phil's initially playing the game, everything's cool. When Phil starts shitting on the game, and then he can reference other people who've shitted on the game, then everything's alright. As long as everything coincides with Phil's timeline. Are you fucking serious? But that's exactly what he's saying here. Basically. He's like, oh, these people have a negative opinion of the game before I do. They're assholes. But when I play the game, and if I find it to be boring or repetitive or whatever, then it's all gravy. Because then at least we're all on the same page then. But I thought everybody thinks like you anyway, Phil. So if that's the case, who's really at fault here? Them or you? You see what I'm saying? Like, you can't pose arguments like this. You really can't. Especially when your past, which is visible online, proves that you've done the exact same thing and you did it for years. You made a name off putting out gameplays as quickly as possible. You're proud of that because you've told us that multiple times. I was the guy who used to go to GameStop, buy games when it initially dropped, and play them as quickly as possible and get it out there so everybody could see it. And you shitted on games too. Quite a few. On top of just outright quitting games. DSP News. Silly motherfucker.
In the business of playing the game to enjoy it and trying to fairly review it, but instead to rush through it for a deadline and say, oh, this game's so too short. Okay?
Okay, Podagrago just insulted me and said that me claiming I'm playing games for fun is ridiculous, so you can get the fuck out. I don't know what the hell you're even talking about, but you can enjoy your ban. I'm just gonna fucking ban everybody.
And here's the problem. When you ban somebody like that, aren't you... all he's doing is cementing what they said as truth. That's all he's doing. He don't see it because he's an idiot, but that's all he's doing. You're not proving anything. You're not flexing any muscle, or not that you have any to flex anyway. All you're doing is proving that person's point. And it is ridiculous for you to act like that. No one goes to you for positivity.
Very simple situation where I just go ban, 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 and that's it. And then I continue playing and I don't care.
Someone donated a Plague Tale. They either sent me the digital code for the game, right? Or they sent me PSN credits. You know, you get a code to put in PSN credit, and you can buy it with the PSN credit. Or if they send me enough money to not only cover the game, but also the tax on that, because there's the thing that people don't realize. Oh,
here's another thing. This... God bless you, Snorpernell. God bless you. This is the other silly shit. What the hell do you expect people to donate a game to you and be like, oh, cover the taxes too? Cover the tax for that game. Here, let me give you guys a really great example, right? Alright, Memology. Good dude. Makes great content. He had an issue recently. His laptop, or his computer or his laptop, whatever it was, it broke. Okay? Really sucks. And he said there wouldn't be any videos for a while until he could, you know, get himself back in position. Someone ends up donating the money. There's a video about it on his channel. Someone donated like $1,000 or whatever the case may be. He didn't ask for anybody to donate the $1,000. Someone just came through and was like, yo, I got you. You know what I'm saying? I love your content. You know, you don't get no days off. You know what I'm saying? You don't get no days off, Memology. You got to get back to work, sir. And so it is what it was. Do you think someone like Memology would ask people to be like, oh, well, if you're going to give me money for... if you were to give me money or donate money for a laptop, you have to pay the taxes on it. Do you think Memology would really do that? Let me give you another example. A couple years ago, Tevin had a flooding, right? Messed up a bunch of shit. And he put it out there. He's like, hey guys, I'm going to end up getting another laptop so I can get back to making videos. If you want to donate, cool. If not, I'm going to get it anyway. This would just help kind of speed the process up. Did Tevin say anything about, hey, you guys need to donate the tax money to me too? I need you guys to help me with these taxes. It'd be really appreciated. No, I don't know anybody who's ever done that. It's amazing how Phil is the front runner for some of the dumbest shit possible. Just shit that no one would ever really think about. Just imagine all those people who had consoles, game towers, and shit like that donated to them, and be like, oh yeah, make sure you cover the shipping and handling and the taxes on it too. When someone had donated a computer to another guy that I really like a lot. It's a Gundam. Do you think Gundam said that same shit to the person who helped him out? No! What makes DarkSydePhil think this is a smart move? It's already... You should already be grateful that someone's going to go into their pocket and be like, you know what? I love your content, or I appreciate what you do enough to give you money to cover something so they can get enjoyment out of it and so everybody else can. It's already... You should be overly appreciative on that. But now you want them to cover the taxes on that too. That's fucking insane, man. That's just fucking insane. But yet, he thinks this is okay. But yet, we're supposed to be the crazy ones, though. We're the fucking brainless idiots. We're the assholes. We're the ones that are trying to ruin his life, but look at what you're doing. Oh boy. Oh boy. DSP News.
Send you $30 to buy the game. That's great, but when you send me funds like that, I have to pay taxes on it. A third of what you send me has to be paid in taxes. So even though you're sending me $30 and I can get the game now, essentially you really only sent me $20.
Then fair enough. Then you go ahead and cover the rest. They at least brought you halfway to the dance. They at least brought you there. But you're gonna sit there and cover this shit up. And it's funny too because Wings used to say the same shit. Not that if you donate any games to Wings that you have to pay the taxes on it. Not that at all. What Wings does is he says that when money is donated to him, he has to pay taxes on that money, so he only gets X amount. That's what Wings does. Okay? DSP is doing that exact same thing, but strictly for games now. Oh boy. Yet again, you know what I'm saying? You guys want buffalo wings and you want pork tips? We got a crossover here. It is what it is.
You see? And this is why I keep telling people, don't just send me a tip and then tie it to, you must spend this tip on what I'm tying this to because I demand it. No, that's not how it works. Okay, it's not. If you actually want to send me a monetary donation tied to something, you have to talk with me ahead of time, and we'll work out the details, and I'll agree to it or not. All right? So,
then there's no reason to send it to you then. There's no reason to tip you then. At all. Ladies and gentlemen, he's supposed to be an interactive gaming live streamer. A real gamer. He makes his bread and butter off playing games. And yet this idiot right here wants to pull negotiations with you for large amounts of money, or not even just for certain amounts of money for games. He wants to get into a correspondence with you because, one, he doesn't want to be embarrassed on stream. Two, he doesn't want the cat to come out of the bag that, oh yeah, I got donated X amount for this game, and now he's kind of either A, stuck playing it, or B, he can't sucker somebody else into giving him money for that same game. He's done that before. And three, if he can talk to you behind the scenes, he can try to pig-splain to you on why I owe so much in taxes, man. Financially, I'm in a bad spot. I really need this money. I really just can't afford, to buy this game right now. I really appreciate it if you just give me the money, because that can go to bills. Because X amount is late. X amount of this, X amount of that, I'm overdue on. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to give me this money now, and then on the stream, go ahead and send me a game code or something, then cool. Matter of fact, scratch that second part, and just go ahead and send me the money and send me the game code and do all that behind the scenes. No one needs to know about that. No one needs to know about that. And then I'll eventually get the game in a week or so, just so I can see if something else comes up. You guys remember that? You remember that? That's what happened. That is similar to an email exchange he had with another guy. I like to call that guy Liquid Phil, who said that he'd be willing to donate $9,000 And all Phil had to do was come out publicly and say that, hey, someone donated this money. And Phil had the pig explain to him basically what I told you. And, oh, I'll do it, but I'm going to wait until such and such date to do it. Oh, also, don't donate the money to me until the beginning of the year. Don't do it now, because then I'll be stuck having to pay for it on my 2018 taxes. You see how that works out? Nah. Don't donate anything to him at all at this point. If all he's doing is looking at getting over on you. Jesus Christ. It's so egregious. It's so fucking egregious. And then the thing is, right? And this is a point that I've already made in another broadcast. Phil should be lucky that someone like Tevin, LSB, James the Lesser, Dark Dave Mirrors, Mr. Huffstuffs at times, that these guys are willing to rebroadcast his shit. Because it's off of these guys rebroadcasting it is, one, what keeps attention on Phil, and two, in some strange way, also garners Phil financial attention too. If not, if no one saw this train wreck, who is more likely to feel sympathetic for Phil to go over there and actually contribute to him? See how that situation works, Phil? It's free advertisement, buddy. It's free advertisement. And you still can't see that. Because you're so focused on the money that they make instead of the potential money you could make. Wow. DSP News.
In this regard, if you are interested in me playing a Plague Tale for the end of this month and you want to donate it, great. But please don't throw these kind of demands on me. I wish I could. Listen, I feel bad. Back in the day, I used to be able to just buy whatever I wanted. I can't do that anymore. All right, I just can't. I hate it. I hate that I can't, but I wish I could.
But that's not their fault, and that's not their problem. If someone comes to me, right, and they're like, hey, yo, GGG, man, I want you to do a co-op with this guy right here. Oh, okay, cool. I don't have that game yet. All right, bam. There's the money for it. Now, you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to be an asshole, GTG, but I really want to see you do a co-op with this person. Well, all right, then, fair enough. You paid X amount of money to do it. All right, I'll talk to them. If they're cool with it, then it's like, all right, straight. If not, I'm going to have to refund you back your money. I'm not just going to be like, oh, can't make it happen. Sorry, guy. It just doesn't work that way. And you want to sit there, Phil, and perpetuate all this positivity and all this, that, and the third, and yet you can't even live up to the principles. You can't even live up to the principles of what you're trying to spew out. And then you want to keep bringing up about, oh, I used to make all this money back in the day, and I used to be so successful, and I used to be able to do this, that, and the third, and I get mad, and it actually pisses me off that I can't live the way I wanted to live anymore. But the thing is, though, is you didn't really do much to actually get to where you were at in the first place. It's not like you actually worked hard to do it, and a little hard work wouldn't have hurt you. But that's when you decided to go into this whole, I need you guys' support. And now that support is turning into crowdfunding. You've used these people from Jump Street. From Jump Street, you've used these people. And now you're mad because you can't live the lifestyle you want. Even though, theoretically, he's still living a lifestyle that he shouldn't be doing because it's going to affect him later on down the line. And you think you're going to play the government and the state out of their taxes? You got away with that state tax thing for about 3 years. You're definitely not fucking the government. The government will get their money or they'll put you in jail. And they still going to get their money. And if they got to bleed mommy and daddy to get it, they're going to do it. The game is bigger than just you. And you need to think about that. I know I'm supposed to be just some brain dead detractor, but you need to think about that. DSP News.
Alright. Code Castile, you have no idea what the hell you're talking about. I'm talking about income tax. I'm not talking about, sales tax. You don't have any idea what you're talking about. He really has no idea. Alright, so please, if you guys are interested in a Plague Tale...
Wait, don't you write off all those peripherals on your taxes anyway as business expense? I know, Phil. I just let the cat out the bag. Before you come over here on your sock account, just go ahead and hit the dislike like you normally do, and then leave your comment and then delete your comment. But don't you usually write all that shit off as a business expense anyway? So who cares? It's getting mighty salty in here. And you guys wanted me to go to the no sugar syrup. We don't do that. It's just way too much salt floating around.
I really want to see it. If you donate it, great. If not, please be patient. Let's see how this week goes with everything else. And Like I said, by the end of the week, maybe we can make a determination on if I could maybe get it for the end of the month and play it balanced with everything else, alright? And go from there. Okay? Fair enough?
See, so there you go. That kind of proves my point. Kind of. So, like I said, this money, according to Mr. Huffstuffs, who's definitely a reliable source, the money was given to him, $140 was given to him on the 16th. Okay? He's trying to push buying the game all the way to the end of the month. That gives him at least 2 weeks to try to drum up more support and more attention for people to want him to get that game, and potentially even more people to give him money behind the scenes so he can get it and get a whole lot extra too. And if that scheme works, that'll be the scheme moving forward. It's kind of shitty.
How things go. It really does. It depends on how this week goes. So, yes, I pay income tax on every donation. That is correct. That's how it works. And well, let me put it this way. I pay income tax on every piece of monetary income that I get. Every single tip I receive, I have to pay income tax on. Because they're tips. They're tippable content, tippable income. That's how it works.
Really?
I want Frog a Profit. Cheered and said, awesome treats. When do you plan on restreaming Pro Jared's content now that you're his detractor? I don't, because I'm not his detractor. Lol. And I actually can do productive, fun stuff because I have talent. What? What? Get the fuck out of here.
What? Wait, what?
What? What? And people like watching me do productive, fun stuff of my own rather than just hating on others. So I am going to do that.
Okay, let's talk about that then. If people like seeing you do productive, fun stuff of your own and whatnot, and that's why they come out to see you, how come a normal tweet that you put out may get 20 or 30 likes, but the Jared tweet, or tweets, because there's 3 of them at this point, all have a couple hundred, if not thousands. At least the main one has like 10,000 plus likes on it. You couldn't get that if your life depended on it. But you were able to get it off Pro Jared. But if you're so positive and people really like what they do, why wasn't it that how was it, I should say, that you were able to get all of that attention for those two, for that slander stream, and then that pre-stream where you were talking about the Pro Jared situation and your tweet, right? Because he did devote a whole pre-stream to it. Whereas your regular streams only can get like 400 or 500 people. How does that work? And, I mean, to be honest with you, Phil, you might as well go ahead and ride this whole Pro Jared thing till the wheels fall off, especially since with new developments that apparently Heidi wasn't exactly in the dark like she made it sound. Now, don't get me wrong, I enjoy redheads. Oh boy, I do. But apparently that whole situation with Holly and whatnot, apparently she actually knew about that. Apparently they actually had an open relationship. And she was well aware of it. And it wasn't until Jared didn't let the cat out of the bag about the divorce online is when she started to clap back. And then, now, people are starting to question Heidi on what else that she knew. Anyway, we'll cover that later. We'll cover that in another broadcast. But that whole situation is starting to shape up kind of funny, too. So, it is what it is.
As I've told you guys, there's a very big difference between every once in a while shooting off a tweet versus actually what I do for a living. And I separate the two, and I'm not going to be doing that because I actually have talent.
If you actually have talent, then you wouldn't need to shit on every other YouTuber or every other streamer that comes about. Pro Jared is just the flavor of the day. Well, probably the flavor of the week. Even though that whole James Charles thing is starting to get out of control. Apparently he's about to clap back in a big way. But so there's that situation. You know what I'm saying? You make it a thing to shit on other people. So it's not like you're above a goddamn thing, to be honest. Just saying. DSP News.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
I broke the yoke on that one. That was a massive failure.
Wow.
Alright, Rimlogger cheered. He says, what happened to your old channel with the old vlogs, the King Hate HD? That channel sadly had some issues with YouTube that are inexplicable. Okay? And what I mean by that is, I can't really tell you what happened because it's not clear. But at one point, YouTube apparently wanted me to agree to some new user agreement that I didn't because it was an old channel that I never logged into. So they basically just made it so people can't see those videos anymore. However, if you go back to my last few retrospective events, okay, the ones that I did in the last few months and the ones that I want to do again if we hit the sub goal this month, we watched the vast majority of videos on that channel, like the original DSP try.
All right, first things first. There are archive channels out there where you can watch all of that. That's the first thing. Second thing is the original story was they wanted him to update the terms of service and he wouldn't do it for whatever reason. So blah to that. Now, as Burnell said, either he's been deleting videos or he privated videos. It is what it is. But trust me, there are places you can go to find it. You know what I mean? There are places that you can go to find it. The place that I'm currently using is I think it's the King of Hate HD. I think the King of Hate HD has pretty much all of it, or it doesn't, maybe not all of it, but it has the majority of it and whatnot. Because there's a lot of people who have it spread out over multiple channels, so you can find everything that you need off of Phil's original channel if you want it. You can find it.
It's the original Cooking with the Kings. We went through them all.
He's lying, by the way. He didn't go through all the Cooking with the Kings. People want to see all of them, but he wouldn't do it. He kept. Because he wants to keep that to entice people to come back. He kept sending us over to see fucking travel vlogs and then going off on some other random bullshit that didn't mean nothing. Truthfully, he could have taken all of the early DSP Trizits, like 4, maybe between 1 and 6 of those, and he could do all of his Poorly Cooking with the Kings, and he could spread that out over 3 marathons. But he wouldn't, because he's stupid, you see.
It's a good opportunity, you know, if you want to go back and watch those and you can't see them. We already watched them together, and you can watch my commentary.
Also, don't watch it on Phil's channel. Go and watch it on Tevin's channel and whatnot, because you actually get the lore. You actually get the truth if you watch it through Tevin instead of watching it through Phil.
On those videos, which is worth $1 million from what people have said. They love
and it's way more entertaining, of course.
You know, I'm basically self-aware, and I go back.
Praise be.
And I watch these ridiculously bad videos that I made, 10 years ago. Me trying to cook a sandwich and, frying bacon without washing my hands.
Me trying to cook a sandwich? You mean trying to make a burger? Or are you trying to talk about that? Because let's be honest, I think he's talking about that hot, that tuna melt. I think is what he was trying to go for in that panini maker. He messed that up. Oh my god, I don't even want to talk about it. He's gonna ruin tuna salad for me. Oh god, that was so bad. Just so bad.
Touching the raw bacon, dropping shit on the floor, and then putting it back on the sandwich. Oh, I'm gonna put some condiments on here, and I go to squirt the ketchup, and it explodes all over my countertop. Big mess. So, yeah, they're pretty funny videos. All right. So give it a look, and it's pretty funny. All right. Those are all available on Dspgaming on YouTube right now on demand. Whenever you want to give them a look. Millennium cheered
and said you should make the 500 sub reward a month of no begging.
Oh shit. Well, that was way too much. The thing erupted on me. There must have been an air pocket in it. That's not cool. But we could salvage it. Look at that. Just put a little bit on top. It's going to be way too much on the bottom. I'm going to have to avoid that blotch right there. Because I obviously didn't want that to happen. But
oh, shit.
First of all, this is a crowd-funded effort stream. Everyone else on the internet who streams does very similar stuff. Unless
this
they have
is a crowd-funded effort stream. You been talking to Bad Bunny again? When I told you about doing that. Look at you. Look at you.
Viewers, they don't need to. Which, by the way, I should bring this up.
Back in the day when I was so popular on YouTube, I didn't accept any kind of contributions. Fuck you.
Oh, you're boy, you a fucking liar. You a goddamn liar.
I just want to say thanks a lot to everyone. I hope to entertain you in the future. Please go to my partner channel, The King of Hate HD, and click on the ads that show up on the videos there, because hopefully, fingers crossed, that actually starts giving me some money back for what I'm doing. I mean, it's not cheap to do what I'm doing. I bought a lot of games, a lot of equipment, and now I have my own condo, which is basically my studio, to do whatever the hell I want. So, anything that you can give back is much appreciated. I also do have the PayPal donation on the left-hand side of my DarkSydePhil channel. It explains how to go to PayPal and what, email address to send a donation to, DarkSydePhil@hotmail.com.
I've gotten many donations, and as I said before, if you send me a
Did you see
donation...
that eye bulge thing? Jesus Christ, you were doing that back then? Yee.
Of, you know, $10, $15, $20.
Ladies, I'm sorry, ladies. You know, it's been a while since I've talked to y'all. You know what I'm saying? You know I love y'all. Could you imagine having this... Could you imagine having this hog on top of you thrusting and his eyes bulging out like that? Holy shit. Oh, shit. Help! Some shit you see in a scary movie. Help! Help!
More, I'll mention your name in a video because I do appreciate that. So, thanks a lot. Oh, there's my token burp for you to end this little video.
You know, that's because I was making so much money on ad revenue, right? But I had to change my formula. I had to change it to do this because YouTube couldn't support anymore. It just couldn't support anyone, really, who didn't have a ginormous channel. So you can call it whatever you want. You can try to be negative and say, oh, it's begging, blah, blah, blah. Whatever. All I know is I get to do what I love for a living.
That's 100% a lie.
You love begging? You if you love begging, then why are you even playing video games then? Like, you could just talk. And theoretically, I feel like that's eventually what he's going to start trying to do. Is he's going to try to transition and use the video games, instead of that being the point of reference, being the actual point of view, if you will. He's going to make that to be the support for him actually talking to people. I think that's what it's going to eventually turn into. We'll see.
No one's even talking to me anymore. Seriously, no one is talking to me anymore on the stream. So I think when people completely stop talking to me on the stream, that's a sign that the stream is played out and people are pretty much done for the night. Like, not a single person is like equipping me. Now Quantrell Blizzard just said, "What's up, brother?" See what I mean? Like, people literally stopped talking to me until I mentioned it. I'm like, I guess people are bored. I guess this is it for tonight. I'm definitely out of here.
But I thought you were such a creative content creator, and I thought people like love you and what you provide and everything like that. But you're sitting here saying that people are bored with you, and now you have to cut the stream off. But I thought it was about the love of the game. Oh well.
I'm hot as hell, like sweating disgustingly. I want to get the fuck out of this office. Sadly, I have other shit I gotta do in here. It's so fucking annoying. I can never get out of here. I got other shit I gotta do in here before I can...
That's hilarious. That studio is what he used to call it. Now his office has now become his prison. It's become his own personal oven, and now he hates it. And he's using people not talking to him as a pretense to stop and get off stream. At least Wings is man enough to be like, you know what? I'm done for the night, guys. I'll holler at you later. DSP can't even do that. He has to use other people and say it's their fault so he can get off. So sad.
Leave. Ugh.
And I enjoy doing it, and thousands of people do, or else I wouldn't still be here. So, that's your opinion, and you're free to call whatever you want. Go right ahead. I'll be enjoying myself here on a stream every day. Okay?
Do I stinky of poo-poo? Like, oh man, you fucking reek, dude. And like, oh shit, alright, I gotta go fucking wipe, or I gotta go fucking shower, or I gotta go put lye all over my body and burn off a layer of skin because I'm so disgusting right now. Don't buy me! I suck! What pasta do you prefer? I prefer a penne. Oh! Easy to eat. Oh! Phil's a faggot. Phil's fat. Phil's a loser. Phil's a beggar. Phil's a racist. Phil's a scammer. DSP's a pedophile. DSP is a thief. DSP is a greedy fuck.
This guy's a bitch.
I have a micro penis.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are actually not done yet. As I said, we have one more video for the broadcast. Give me just a second to make the adjustments on this. And then, yeah, we'll be ready to go. So let's go ahead and play some music for you guys for just a second. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we should be in business. So, I'm taking you over to, so we're here with, I should say, Mr. Huffstuff's DarkSydePhil. give me money. Or no, give me a Plague Tale. Basically, give me the money to buy Plague Tale. Or the game code. Whatever. Same shit. Alright, here we go. May 16th, 2019.
All right. Wow. We got some significant contributions here, guys. Logan Paul the Wolverine tipped me $100 and says, "Hello, Phil. I absolutely enjoy your content. This is my tip to you because you need it. You were ill and for the possibility to play Plague of Innocence, which is, isn't it a Plague Tale? Innocence? I think that's what it's called, right? Is it hard to operate a job where it's dependent on constant funds? Yes. Like, as I've told you guys, you know, this being a job, my job, I have to be here every possible day that I can. And that's why it's funny, because people are like, oh, Phil, why don't you just take time off to relax or rest up? Like, every day I'm not here is a day I don't make money. And that's the problem, is, like, I need funds to pay bills and to buy games, you know. It's not like I have the freedom or that luxury to just say, oh, today's just, I'm making so much money hand over fist that today I can just take it off. I can't. I don't even have that money.
I really do. I need that money to pay my bills.
I take to spend time with Kat and do errands costs me. And you know, there was a time back in the day when I made so much money on YouTube. We're talking probably years 2011 through, say, 2014, 2015. I was making so much money on YouTube through ad revenue before the ad revenue fell out on YouTube that, yes, I could afford to take days.
Not just that, though. As you saw in the Snort Burnell video that preceded this, he was also catching donation money. And in a much later video, after the video that you saw with Phil, he actually had a video where he was talking about all. It was shit, because I'm actually getting ready to go over it on another channel. Let's see if my memory serves me well. His 30K sub video, and I think he was talking about Modern Warfare 2. Actually, some people have sent that to me. Actually, they've actually sent that video to me, and he talked about the donations that people have given him, some large donations, by the way, and people who have also donated games to him and whatnot, and how he very much appreciated it. So he was getting help back then. Even back then, he was getting, and this is all on the DarkSydePhil channel, not Dspgaming yet. This is DarkSydePhil. People were sending him money for him to get games and stuff like that. So if they weren't sending him games directly, they were definitely sending him money for games, or both.
I could afford to go to a convention or go to a special event, a tournament, and record there, you know, go on trips or whatever. I can't do that anymore. I have no freedom to do that because financially I'm so bogged down and I need to be here every possible day that I can. It sucks, but that's just reality. It's tough. It's tough because yesterday I was sick as a dog and I was debating, do I stream or not? But I couldn't even talk. I was like, how am I going to do this if I can't talk? All right? You guys need to hear me talk to do a valid gameplay stream.
A valid gameplay stream. Despite the fact that on one of Tevin's recent streams, he goes over Phil streaming a game, I can't remember what game it was, where he didn't say anything throughout that stream because he was sick. So that's the first thing. Second thing, and I wouldn't say it's equally as important, but it kind of stands on its own, I think, is from 2011 to 2015, he made all this crazy money, and yet has nothing to show for it. At all. If nothing else, all that money put him into debt. And so he believes that if people give him more money, it'll somehow get him out of that debt. Which makes no goddamn sense whatsoever. If you misuse the funds that were that you had made or accumulated back then, who's to say you're going to do anything better with it now? Just as an example.
So, you know, it's tough. It is absolutely tough, but it is what it is, you know.
Okay, so let's keep the tally going. So, May 16th, $140. May 18th, he ended up getting, oh, wait a second, after getting $272 in tips. Oh, wait a second, he got $272 that day? Damn! Alright, so let's go.
One thing I have not mentioned is A Plague Tale, which is a game that came out this week the same day as Rage 2. A game that by all accounts, people who've actually played it are like it, even though it seems to be a stealth puzzle game. They're saying it's a really creepy atmosphere, great story, and it's a good game for, especially games that really didn't get a lot of coverage from the mainstream. Most people don't even know about this game. So I didn't play it for a couple reasons. The first being, I definitely wanted to play Rage 2 over it. That's just number one. I love id Software games. And number two, because as I've told you guys recently, I don't have a lot of money. I'm strapped for cash. The funds that you guys have been helping me with tips go straight to bills. I already talked
straight to bills. So we got $270 on the 16th. On the 18th, I have no money. This is the night stream. Now, this is the stream that preceded that. This is the night stream of the 18th.
This earlier, but I will talk about it again on tonight's quick pre-stream here as well. Some people have expressed the desire for me to play the game Plague Tale Innocence. I'm interested in playing it. I am. However, number one, right now, I am very strapped for cash financially. I don't have money to be buying these games right now, just being honest. In fact, any money that I'm going to use to get Team Sonic Racing, I need to raise in the next 2 days via tips. So, yeah. The bottom line is right now, I've got a schedule of things I'm definitely doing. I want to do Plague Tale, but I don't know if I can afford it. All right, that's number one. Number two, what I'd like to do is wrap up games such as Days Gone and Rage 2, and maybe once I wrap those up, then we can have Mortal Kombat back into the mix, and then we can consider Plague Tale, so there could be a big, balance of Team Sonic Racing, Plague Tale, and Mortal Kombat to end the month. Okay.
He's definitely going to get the Team Sonic Racing, because as you guys know, he's a Sonic whore, kind of like Chris Chan. So that's definitely the thing. Now, here's the thing. Here's one thing that stands out to me. Why does he want Plague Tale Innocence? It didn't get a whole lot of coverage. That's for sure. Because I only stumbled upon it because somebody else that I follow on YouTube actually is playing the game, and they're actually really enjoying it. And the ending's well, let me not spoil that, but yeah, let me not spoil that. But anyway, it's a good game. It looks like a really good game. And outside of him, and maybe the few people that showed up in my recommendations, there aren't really too many people playing it. So why would Phil try to get in and play that game? He's not going to get too much notoriety over it at all, to be honest, because I'm sure there's at least 20 people, if not 25 people playing it on Twitch. So what's the payoff to play that game? Unless he's planning on using it as downtime for the next big release, which is probably... I probably just answered my own question. I probably just answered my own question.
Oh, we'll see. We'll see how things go. But that's the deal with the schedule for the next week or so. All right, everybody? Now, the one thing I have not mentioned, in all of that, of course...
So now we made another $155. Oh, boy.
...was this indie game... Plague Tale Innocence, all right, or A Plague Tale Innocence, or whatever it's called. Yes, I am aware the game exists. Yes, I am aware people are saying the game is quite good. Even though it's only around 10 to 12 hours long, apparently those 10 to 12 hours are very entertaining. So I'm interested in it. However, right now, as I've told you guys, number one, the game kind of...
Now, wait a second. Didn't you just jump on people's neck about racing through games and people giving a negative opinion on how long games are, yet you just sat there and said that you've heard that the game is about 10 to 12 hours long? So you're feeding and propagating the same shit that you just talked against earlier. All right, whatever.
Where I didn't really know what the hell it was, so when it came out this week, I wasn't really, didn't have it in my scheduled plans. Number two, right now, financially, things are pretty bad for me. So I don't.
But wait a second, didn't you just say that it came out at the same time as Rage 2 is, but you purposely kind of ignored playing it at the moment because you really were all about that Rage 2? Now you're saying that you didn't hear too much about it and it wasn't a factor? Okay. It's amazing what 2 days can do.
Spare cash to dump on a game out of nowhere. See what I mean? So that being said, dependent on how this week goes, okay, with, my streams, and contributions during streams and the like.
Keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, we're at about $420+ at this point.
And I can afford it, then maybe what I'll do is this weekend coming up, I'll buy the game and I'll balance Plague Tale with Team Sonic Racing and some Mortal Kombat, so that way we'll have a triple balance of stuff for the end of the month. Okay, I mean, that's kind of the ideal state if I can do it. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it, but I
Wait,
would like to.
so is he trying to bleed out the expectation of a Plague Tale Innocence to cover, to not only buy that game, but to cover Team Sonic Racing and then get a little bit of extra pocket money on the side too? I'm starting to think this is a twofer. And I know some of you guys are like, and I appreciate this, by the way, but some of you guys are like, you're thinking circles around him. You're actually helping him with all this. There's no way he could have thought all of this through. You're right. You're right. But you should never underestimate, I wouldn't even call him an opponent because he's not worthy of me. But he's not worthy of any of us, really. But you should never underestimate somebody. So when it seems like that I'm giving him too much credit, I'm really just trying to cover my angles and whatnot. I'm trying to cover as many angles as I can. I can't cover all of them, but I try to cover as many as I can. So that's kind of the reason why. I'm sorry, I should have explained that sooner on, but I think most of you guys get it. I don't know, man. I feel like because to be honest with you, it's a grimy yet very slick way of getting 2 games for 1 and still walking away with a little bit of pocket money. Like I said, at this point, we're at about the we're at $420 plus. That's more than enough to cover both of those games and still walk away with like a $200 plus profit, if not more. Well, actually, a $300 plus profit. Just saying. Just saying.
Be able to do it. Okay. Now, if anyone would like to donate a Plague Tale, by all means. You know, if you want to send me the game code, if you want to send me a PSN credit code so that I can use that towards a Plague Tale, whatever it may be, you know, I'd be more than happy to accept the game as a donation for the end of the month, all right?
Oh, yeah, I'm sure you would, being that, like you said, you're already $420 plus up. And then out of that $420, he can go ahead and grab Team Sonic Racing. But in truth, he probably already has the money put aside for Team Sonic Racing anyway. Or he's already prepaid for it. You know what I mean? And he's just waiting to download it. So either which way, he's still winning.
That's kind of the situation I'm in. It's a little annoying, and the reason I say that is not because of you guys, but there's a few people who just don't understand that things are different now than the way they used to be. You know, years ago, and I'm talking 5
years ago. So now go ahead and pig-splain us the same shit about how you made all that money back in the day and you lost it because you're a fucking idiot. All right, go ahead and pig-splain that to us. But on top of that, basically, for everybody who questioned me and whatnot, that's why I'm giving you guys this story. It's literally him just trying to reinforce the indoctrination and whatnot, that you guys, whatever you guys think you've heard or whatever you guys think is just false. Just give me the money and eventually I'll play the game. And I'm going to keep drilling this into you guys over the span of the next couple days, if not a week, just to make sure I get it. Despite the fact that just what little evidence that well, not at little bit, because Mr. House stuff has laid it all out, but just by the synopsis that I've come to, it makes me think that this is all a play. This is it's not a long con, but it's a short con with long-term ramifications. But he thinks that it's all working to his advantage, but it's really not, because he's gonna have to pay the taxes on that $400 plus anyway, right? That's what he keeps telling us. Oh boy.
Years ago, when I was a full-time YouTuber and YouTube ad revenue was insanely good, and I didn't have to worry about streaming, I didn't have to worry about all this kind of stuff behind the scenes financially, and instead it was just about put out videos, make tons of money, I could afford every game. Like, I could buy every single game. If a game came out of nowhere, I could just drop money on it. I can't do that anymore. I'm not liquid. You know what I mean? I just don't have it. So it really is tough. We get a situation like this month where there were a couple games where people might have wanted to see that weren't ginormous, big, publicized releases. And I had to kind of skip them and or delay them because I just couldn't afford it. All right. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, holy crap. First of all, Scupula has tipped me $100 and says, sup? Well, what is up, Scupula? First of all, thank you very much for the very generous tip. So that is it, guys. Thanks, everyone, for your contributions tonight. I appreciate it. Remember, tomorrow...
Okay, wait a second. Before we... So that puts us at 500 and... that puts us at about 520... $28, $29. I'm probably off a little bit because I think I got the first amount wrong. So that's where we're at with that. All right, so we're at 500 plus. Now the guy who ended up coming through with that $100 donation isn't a mysterious whale or even a mysterious pay pig. Kiwi Farms as well as Twitter already kind of figured that out. That guy right there, I think it's Scrupula, is a longtime fan, and he just kind of pops in and out. But he's kind of known for giving off his donations. But he's been around for a really, really long time. So he's nobody new. He's not like an Emerald 7 or anything. So he's not going to be the next big whale. He's been around.
More Rage 2 on the first gameplay stream, and some Phoenix Wright Trials and Tribulations on the late stream tomorrow, okay? Good variety. And Mortal Kombat 11, don't expect it anytime soon. We got a lot of other stuff coming up this week, including Team Sonic Racing, the conclusion of Days Gone, the conclusion of Rage 2, and possibly a Plague Tale. So with all that coming up, I have like zero.
Okay, so I wasn't too far off. I did get the first amount wrong though, but I wasn't too far off. Okay, so yeah, he walked away with a. he's still in the clear, and yet this here. Let me actually expand this for you guys, just so. Sorry, you have to see his ugly piggy face, but sorry, you gotta have the story. So it's all here. He has more than he almost walked away with $1,000. Well, he walked with half $1,000, and he's still sitting there crying, complaining that he can't afford a $50 game. And even if he's using this is big brain thinking here, not really, but if he's thinking about using that money, this same amount of money to get Sonic Racing, he's still good. He still walked away with 400 plus. God damn, that's an ugly ass picture. I should really use that as a thumbnail, but god damn, that's an ugly ass picture. Right, let's put that away. Let's put that away. Okay? He is not getting any women wet with that. Okay, so that's where we're at with that, ladies and gentlemen. Jesus. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna turn that into the thumbnail. Good shit. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so there you go. Jesus Christ, that was hideous. Absolutely fucking hideous. Just disgusting. So there you go. That's Phil in the con job at its finest. He literally, over the span of 3 or 4 days, swindled these people out of $500 plus and still had the nerve to say that I don't have the money to get it. And the reason why, and I know, like I said, I know, delete your comment. I know you're about to, don't delete your comment. At least let me read it first. Or let one of us here read it. I know you guys are about to say, dude, there's no way he's thinking that far ahead, so on and so forth. But look at what Mr. Huffstuff presented to you. It's there. It's all right there. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is he was still fishing for someone to send him the game code. Even to the bitter end, so to speak. He was still fishing for someone to give him the game code. And then he was still going to walk away with 500 plus. And you're going to tell me that he's not going to try to do that again? You're telling me that he wouldn't risk a big AAA release a couple of weeks out to try to pull this scam off? If a really big release that's going to be super hype comes out in let's see, we're in May right now, June, July, let's say beginning of August. Let's say beginning of August, right? Because Panda's birthday's in August. Not that that means anything to him. But like, let's say though, beginning of August, he literally would have 2 months. He would literally have 2 months to basically bleed them to getting that AAA release. And then eventually someone's going to get frustrated, if given enough time, and just go ahead and send him the game code anyway. And then it doesn't really matter at that point, because he still is going to try to figure out some way of bleeding them for the rest of the money, or for whatever amount he can still squeeze out of them. This might be the new scam moving forward, ladies and gentlemen. I know it seems like a reach and whatnot. I know that seems like a reach, but you're seeing the opening scheme there, and it kind of worked, kinda. So just something to think about. Let's see here. As for rushing through the games, he's a hypocrite. He has no right to say anything. And we've already covered the give me game codes. and I didn't accept contributions. So it is what it is. It's just more hypocrisy on top of hypocrisy. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for listening in. I very much appreciate it. Phil, you're a piece of shit and whatnot, but I'll see you on the next broadcast either which way, because eventually all this is gonna blow up in your face, Phil. So you're gonna pay taxes on that 500 plus either which way. You'd get further if you were just more transparent with them. That's all I'm saying. But that's a fool's errand at this point. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for listening in. I very much appreciate it. And this is DSP News, always late, never breaking, unreliable coverage that you can't count on. A GTG Network and Productions. For the Snort Report, I am your host / anchor, GTG, and I am signing off. Take care of yourselves. End of broadcast. Greasy, slimy piece of pork.